welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner Classic Known Classics. This is episode number 2211 and Doubleshot number 2105. Now, both the two trades here feature series. One that was written by Harvey, and this other book is a book he would write in the future. Now, this first book came up before Harvey even started writing comics. We have Green Lantern Secret Origin. Now, this book in particular takes place after the events of the Sinestro Corps War. Now, there's some issues 9 here. Now, we do have issues 29 to 35 in here. But you're thinking, wait, the previous book had the 25. Where's 27, 26, 27? That's the next trade, Rage of Red Lanterns. Mostly put in a way, we kind of get Hal Jordan's redefined backstory. Yeah, this also establishes now, it's kind of a retelling in a way of Showcase 22, a little bit mostly, but you could see it as sort of like a major expansion. I mean, if you think about it, like, there's not much altered here from that original story. Like, how Hal Jordan gets his power, like him being transported via this. I think the original story was like a flight module, and he got transported there. Here it's like a broken piece of an airplane, but it's still similar. And he gets transported to Abensur. He gets given the ring, and, then we get sort of retelling of how he first met Sinestro for the first time. Aside from that, mostly put, a lot of the story is completely original. Like, for instance, like, they do bring up the fact, now, they bring up Hector Hammond in the story, which he referred to Carol Ferris, who is Hal Jordan's longtime love interest. For some reason, he's not allowed to marry her, despite the fact Jeff Johns did tease it at the end of his run. Yeah, for some reason, these two can't get married. Despite the fact these two clearly love each other, and they had many adventures together, but for some strange reason, DC, in my honest opinion, this is my opinion about this matter, I think there's some people at DC who do not want Hal Jordan to get married. They allow John Stewart to get married, no problem, but then they kill his wife up in Action Comics. Guy Gardner has dated Ice for years. They don't marry for some strange reason. Kyle Rayner goes to goes 5 or 6 different girlfriends every year. Well, Hal has had, maybe, aside from Carol, he's had one other love interest. A Philip Pilot he briefly in this very run. Which, after this one, surprisingly, she appeared again until Grant Morrison wrote the book. Yes. So, they do bring up Carl Ferris here, which they do mention the fact that he retired due to, he's going to, become a golfer. Okay. That is in common with the original story itself, which Showcase 22. But here he's actually dying. Yep. And also they do bring up the whole thing about Hal Jordan's father. Yeah. The one thing that I have heard the biggest criticism of Jeff Johns' run is the frequent flashbacks to Hal Jordan's father. Yes. Now, he's like, I'm going to pilot. And here's the thing. He punched a Air Force officer who he disagreed with, and he was discharged from the Corps, from the Air Force for punching him. Yep, for punching him. Despite the fact that, from what I can tell anyways, the guy was being a jerk anyways. He probably deserved it. Yeah, that's probably my guess anyways. The whole thing with Sinestro is quite interesting too. And I love the fact they include the whole thing with Atrocitus in here. Now, Atrocitus is a brand new character established for DC Comics. Because here's the strange thing about Atrocitus. Did you know prior to this story, he never existed? No, seriously, he never did. That's kind of the strange thing about Atrocitus. Now, of course, they do bring up the massacre of 666, basically where his plane was destroyed. But this story here is his first chronological appearance. Now, you might find this interesting, though. His Corps, the Red Lantern Corps, they never appear part of this run. Nope, never did. As for why? Not really. I don't really know exactly why, per se. But yeah, this book, I found this book to be really good. Oh yeah, definitely. And just a really good ride, basically reading this. Jeff Johns, of course, got such a great job writing this book with Iber Reyes on the artwork, which of course is really good here. Now, like I just mentioned, I do appreciate the elements of Secrets of Showcase 22, which was Hal Jordan's debut back in 50s. I'm glad elements of that are still canon. Thank you, Jeff Johns, for that. Now, if you're curious, that one came out in 2009. Excuse me. Actually, no, it was 08. Yeah, it was 2000. That was the first time that was when this book came out. So, yeah, roughly about, let's see, 15 years ago. Yep. I give that book a 10 out of 10. It's really good. Next up we have is something different from Rob Venditti. This is Manowar Volume 7. I have reviewed Volume 6 already. Now, here's a fun fact for you. Did you know with this particular trade here, there's only 6 trades left for this entire run? Yeah, only 6. This book particularly collects issues 26-29 of EXO. This, of course, is getting toward when I first start reading the title. Because here's the thing. When I start reading this title, these issues are released. Now, the newest issue I had read was issue 30. Which, of course, collected the very next trade here. Mostly put in the case of basically this book here, Armor Hunters. It's basically the whole story of what EXO, what Arc was up to during the Armor Hunter storyline. Well, that's pretty much what these issues are. And, yeah, it's just really good. Nothing really wrong here, per se. By the way, the artwork here is done by Diego Bernard for pretty much all the issues here. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the cover issue for the first issue, that's Clayton Crane's artwork. Because basically the whole thing, the Armor Hunter storyline, is that they came to Earth to retrieve Exo's armor. Now here's something I find interesting though. Did you know that during the storyline here, that it's not until the very next story he's finally called Exo? Actually, I think it's this story here. I think it's when he finally just Exo. Let's see if I can find it here. The very page. Let's see. Because I think it was this particular set of issues here. He was finally called Exo. Yeah, basically 28 is when he finally gets the title of Exo. Exo Manowar. And we finished this whole thing with there. Now, of course, there's also the Armor Hunters crossover, which I will eventually review that at some point. But this book is really good. I give this book a 9.5 out of 10. Yep. So yeah, that's it, particular review. Next up, Lomer Comic Corner. Actually, no, I think I'll cap it off for tonight because basically it's almost 10:30. So I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. Hopefully. Yep, next video. Bye.